Hi, I'm Nicholeen Peck and I teach self-government, communication, and how to teach children. In this video, we're going to be talking about how to teach hygiene habits to kids. I know we all want our children to brush their teeth and to care about it, to want to brush their hair, have clean clothes, shower, basic things like that. Maybe eat in a way that is more clean, tidy up after themselves somewhat. These are all just basic things with hygiene that we want to instill into our children. In this video, I'm going to be talking about some maybe unknown ways of teaching hygiene to your children, ways that are more simple than you might think. Probably the most simple thing that you can do to teach good hygiene to your children is to have a good hygiene standard yourself. You know, sometimes the parents are staying in their sweatpants and not showering and not doing their personal grooming when they're with their children. They're sending their children off to school and the children only saw mom and dad in PJs or, hair all messy as they were sending them out the door, and the parents are saying, you need to look nice, you need to, go brush your teeth, go whatever, but they're not seeing mom and dad do it because all of that stuff happens after the children are already gone. And so because the children aren't around when mom and dad are doing their hygiene practices, the children are not benefiting from the example that the parents could be setting. So number one, most simple way to teach your children to have good hygiene habits is actually to set the example of good hygiene for yourself. So I truly believe in having a good high bar when it comes to cleanliness. This doesn't mean stress. This doesn't mean that a person is overly concerned if they see a mess, but it does mean that they're always going to be taking care of messes and scheduling in ways to make sure that they have proper hygiene and that their home stays fairly neat and tidy. This will help the children develop a craving for being neat and tidy so that they will want that more in their lives. My second tip that I have for you is make sure that your child actually fully understands the skill that you are wanting them to do. Do they really understand the steps of toothbrushing? So I know that many parents will brush their child's teeth once a day for the child, oftentimes up until the child can even be like 11 or 12 years old, because many dentists will tell a parent to do that. And I know that because for years I was a dental assistant and my dentist would say that. He would say, you know what, they don't do a good job, so make sure you do it until they're like 11 or 12. Now, I know many parents are thinking, they're not going to let me do that until they're 11 or 12. And shouldn't we be teaching them a little bit sooner? So even though I was a dental assistant, I actually decided the answer to that was yes. I wasn't going to brush my child's teeth for that long. I did brush their teeth until they were probably 5 or 6, but I made sure that during that time I would narrate out loud the different steps of what I was doing. And then even though I had done that for that many years, I did not just assume that they would know how to do it based on the feel and my words, but we then went through a training process for how to brush teeth, what the steps are to brushing teeth so that they would know. And we even ended with, and you clean up all the junk you spit out in the sink. That's part of the steps of brushing teeth so that they could have hygiene, good hygiene from start to finish. So when it comes to a skill like brushing teeth or brushing hair or getting dressed, you might want to break it down so that it's more simple for your children. Sometimes even creating a list or a picture chart that shows, oh, I need to put the pants on, then I need to put the shirt on, then I put the socks on, and then the shoes could be very helpful, especially for a young toddler who's wanting to learn to dress themselves and you don't want them to forget any vital steps and have to then help them with it later when they didn't really want the help in the first place. So doing that proper training, having maybe a cue chart or something that they can use for a short period of time before it becomes a habit is also a really good idea. Tip number 3 is to keep it fun. Really, our children should feel like that these hygiene things aren't a burden, but they are a fun part of life. So when we wake up in the morning and we're going to start our hygiene routine, maybe turn on some fun music or make it so that it's like, hey, let's get cleaned up for the day. And we turn it more into a game. Let's see who can brush their teeth the longest instead of the shortest, because usually people go way too short on that. Or maybe let's see who can get their hair done the most quickly, or something like that. Let's all get dressed. On your mark, get set, go. Keep it fun when they're young. Now, when they're older, it's a little harder to keep it fun, but definitely don't be heavy about it. Don't be talking about how gross they are and all that kind of stuff. Instead, you might want to offer encouraging things such as, hey, you did a great job today on this. In fact, that brings me to tip number 4. Tip number 4 is to praise the good. If you want your child to adopt a new behavior, a positive behavior, then praise is going to teach cause and effect. So when they do a great job, or at least put in some good effort on their personal grooming, you're going to want to praise that, because this is something that will then be repeated in the future. Praise is the number 1 most effective style of parenting. So in my book, Parenting a House United, I teach 5 different styles of parenting. The first style of parenting is praising, and we should be praising our children a lot, actually 6 to 10 times for every 1 time that we correct them. I know parents get bothered by the hygiene not just happening really quickly, or when their children don't care about it, and so sometimes parents get a negative attitude, and then they forget to notice the good efforts that the children are putting forth sometimes. So make sure that you maintain a good attitude, be optimistic, be fun, and praise the good stuff. Before I get to a couple of more tips that might surprise you, be sure to hit that thumbs up. If you like this type of video, let me know so that I make more of them. And don't forget to also click the notification bell so that you're notified when more useful videos like this come out. Tip number 5 is to not micromanage. It's so tempting to micromanage when you're giving them instruction to do their proper grooming. So I said a term there, instruction. In our family, we teach skills. There are 4 basic skills that I know take care of 99% of all behavioral problems, and they actually keep me from having to do micromanaging, which leads to nagging and just an overall negative atmosphere. So the one of those 4 basic skills that we're going to want to use when it comes to personal grooming is how to follow instructions. In order to follow instructions, a person does 5 things. They look at the person or the situation. They keep a calm face, voice, and body. They say okay, or they disagree appropriately, which is a whole other skill. They do the task immediately and then check back. So if my child knows how to follow instructions, then I can say to them, Johnny, I'm giving you an instruction to go get dressed. Johnny will look at me, keep a calm face, voice, and body, and say, okay, Mom, or okay, may I disagree appropriately? And then we'll have another conversation about it. Then he'll run off to do it, and then come say, Mom, I got dressed. Is there anything else? And this will give me an opportunity to praise him, which is going to teach him cause and effect. Now, obviously, I'm also prepared to do an effective correction, which means a calm and loving, yet very assertive correction with him if for some reason he doesn't follow instructions. These are all things that I teach in my Teaching Self-Government parenting course. Another part of our format for teaching self-government in our family is having regular meetings. So we have 3 different meetings in our families. There's the couples meeting, the family meeting, and then there are the individual mentor meetings, which are 1-on-1 or 2-on-1 with that one child. In these meetings, we set goals and talk about areas of focus for our behaviors, for our social development, for our academics, for our religious or spiritual growth, all these different areas that relate to the child. So something that might be a physical goal that a person would set for themselves is a grooming goal, that every day before breakfast they are going to accomplish a certain thing that has to do with their grooming. Maybe it's a shower because now they're hitting puberty. They can't wait multiple days anymore for a shower. Now they've got to have a shower every single day. So these will be goals that they'll set for themselves, and then they will follow up with us once a week, which gives us more opportunity to praise them and help them set new goals that are more achievable if maybe they bit off a little bit more than they can chew. We have just barely started talking about some principles of self-government, like following instructions, praising our children, doing effective and calm corrections, and having some meetings. These are some pieces to a formula to create an environment where children and parents master themselves with a principle called self-government. Since you have stayed all the way to the end of this video, I would like to give you a free gift. It's actually a course. It's a mini course called the Calm Parenting Toolkit. In the description below this video, there is a link to the Calm Parenting Toolkit. Click that link and that will take you to the Calm Parenting Toolkit for free. This Calm Parenting Toolkit will teach you more principles of self-government and skills that you can learn and use in your family so that everybody becomes more united.